Tell our kids to use their inside voices, but what if it's an adult that's inadvertently shouting and they don't even realize it? Things can get a little trickier, so here to share what to do in those awkward situations is certified etiquette trainer Sheila Keys. Now, this is such an uncomfortable thing to address. I wish it was as easy as doing this to quiet people up a little bit.
It's not an easy thing to address because some people are actually not aware that they're being loud. And you know, we've survived the holidays, we've had family over, people have been competing to be heard. And you know, you're either at a family dinner at home or in a restaurant and someone's sitting next to you and they're really shouting and they're not really aware of it. And it actually starts to feel a little uncomfortable.
Yes.
And you don't want to embarrass the person by having to say, you know, come on, be quiet.
Right.
But you really need to sort of take charge of the situation there and then. Otherwise, you know, it's just going to be an embarrassing 2 hours sitting in a restaurant.
Yeah, the restaurant is it's horrible because people are looking over.
Yes.
You don't want to ruin their meal. So,
No.
So how would you politely ask them to?
Gosh, well, you know, if it's our little ones, you know, our family member, you know, you can say, oh, come on, kids, you know, quieten down a little.
Right.
But if it's a girlfriend or, you know, an elderly aunt or something, well, then you have to do it in a really, really quiet way that sort of, you know, you're not going to embarrass them. So you either take them aside and say, you know what, I was trying to have a conversation with so-and-so, but really I couldn't hear because you were a little too loud. So maybe just be aware of that, you know, and try not to, you know, hurt their feelings, really. You don't want to do that. But some people just aren't aware of it, you know, and their voice just echoes everywhere.
They're just loud people.
Just loud people, yeah.
I've said before, you're screaming in my ear.
Yes.
But with my girlfriends, we, you know, we can do that. So,
right.
And I feel like it's restaurants, it's a big deal, but it happens so often in airports and on airplanes.
Airports are the worst. Seriously, you're standing in line, people are on their phone, they're, you know, calling their wife at home or their boyfriend. John and I were in the airport lounge and John actually had to tap someone and say, excuse me, I don't want to hear your conversation. They were FaceTiming with family. They didn't have a headset in, you know, right next to us. And the lady was like, oh, you're asking me to, you know, be quiet? And we're like, no, just, we don't want to hear your conversation. So she begrudgingly put her headset in and we enjoyed.
She had a headset the whole time.
Yes, she did. But, you know, it was just, look at me, I'm FaceTiming and, you know, and with no regard for anyone else. So I think people need to step back a little, think about where they are, this, you know, where they're sitting, the situation, and, you know, a little respect goes a long way. It really does.
Situational awareness. If this segment is anything, it should be a PSA for situational awareness. Keep in mind the people around you. Don't scream.
No, it's, you know, children we can cope with, adults that's a whole other story. So
yes. Well, thank you so much. It is getting worse. Let's nip it in the bud.
It is,
as they say. Thank you, Sheila.
No, you're welcome,
as
my
always.
love. Thank you.
All right.